This is a review of Zelda Breath of the Wild. Immortals Phoenix Rising. I know, lame joke, but I couldn't stop comparing this game to Zelda Breath of the Wild because come on, look at it. The stamina system is similar, the climbing, the gliding, the dungeons are completed by solving a set of challenges. Just like Zelda's dungeons. And you get a bolt of lightning that increases your stamina at the end of the dungeon. Very familiar. Just the overall atmosphere of it is Zelda. But you know what? That's not a bad thing. Every artist in history gets inspiration from other artists. But the difference between them is that each makes their art their own unique style. And Immortals is certainly different enough to stand on its own 2 feet, with its Greek mythology setting, humor and combat. Really just everything else in the game has its own flavor. When I first started the game, I actually picked the male character, but after an hour into the game, something felt off. He felt poorly acted, he felt out of place, like none of his lines fit him, and I got an overall airheaded feeling from him. So I resetted the game and chose the female character. And yeah, it's blatantly obvious the game is made for a female protagonist, which is fine, but Ubisoft, if you're going to give us both options, don't make one version the obvious good choice, put the same amount of quality effort on both. Anyways, it's not that big of a deal, just pick the female one. Also, don't reset the game like I did, because if I just play 10 more minutes, the game actually lets you change gender whenever you want. So the story. The story is being told of you, Phoenix, aka the player. It is told by Prometheus to Zeus, who needs Prometheus' help to defeat Typhon, who kinda looks like Barlog from Lord of the Rings. Typhon was imprisoned under a mountain for decades, was finally able to escape and take his vengeance upon the gods with the help of the giants. He defeats the gods and it's up to me to save the world. Yeah, it is a very basic premise for a plot, but that's not the point of the story. The point is the adventure. There's so much charm and humor in the dialogue between main characters, especially the narrators Zeus and Prometheus, who bicker throughout the whole game, and it does not get old at all. I didn't even think there was even a single repetitive joke or dialogue told by the narrators, and that was a bit surprising because there's a lot of conversation between those two throughout your 40 hours game time. Every time you finish a side activity, Prometheus starts to tell you a backstory of a certain puzzle you just solved.
This takes me back. Psyche went to the underworld and met Persephone, who gave her Aphrodite's beauty ointment in a basket. All she had to do was give it to Aphrodite without peeking.
But Aphrodite knew curiosity would get the better of Psyche. And she knew Persephone would never give her enemy a simple face lotion. So when Psyche peered inside the basket, smoke put her to sleep instead.
I really love that. First, I get to know a bit more of Greek mythology, which I'm always interested to know more of, and the history of the painting behind the puzzle. It's a really fun way to get to know more of these gods with Prometheus storytelling. So let's talk about combat. Immortals has a very basic combat mechanics. You have your light attacks with your sword for quick blows, and heavy attacks with your axe for enemies with tough defense. There's also a bow which you can fire off. There's also special arrow ability where you can actually maneuver the arrow while it's flying. Additional abilities are unlocked later on. For example, Ares' Wrath that launches enemies into the air, Athena's Dash which is a shield charge, and there is your Phoenix Bird attack which inflicts different types of damage depending on the equipped perk. Some of these abilities are also essential to unlock all the hidden secrets in a dungeon, like the heavy lifting ability which lets you pull and carry heavier objects, or the clone ability to set them on trapdoors to activate a certain door or a certain secret. Make sure to unlock these abilities first because it would really reduce backtracking. All of these abilities consume stamina, and stamina is everything in this game, especially in combat. The more stamina you have, the more special moves you can perform. That is why I found myself using the light attack more than the heavy attack, because I can get in more hits with my swords. More hits means I can refill my stamina faster, which lets me continue my combos even further. That doesn't mean the axe doesn't have any value. Some enemies need to be staggered before doing any damage to them. Enemies have stamina bars that you can fill up either by achieving a perfect parry or doing lots of attack combos, or you can even use the environment to your advantage, such as lifting a giant rock and throwing at them. Once the stamina bar is full, they get stunned for a good couple of seconds for you to inflict heavy damage on your enemy. The gear in this game is interesting because each armor, whether it's a helmet or a sword or a chest piece, they offer different perks. Some may feel a bit uninteresting, or you might feel like they aren't useful in combat, but trust me when I say you will rotate between different armor sets depending on the battle, especially for boss battles. For example, I had to face a giant flying type man bird thing, so thinking to myself, to beat this boss I'll be fighting in midair, right? That's where I equip my gear specially to give me advantage for this battle, like using the Cyclone Sword that gives me 26% of triple damage while in midair, and I equip the Vulture Armor that provides me 140% stamina regeneration in midair. All of these are beneficial to me for this fight. I did say at the beginning the combat is simple, but boss battles spice things up because you do need some preparation. So the combat is simple but deep enough to make things interesting. Also, the upgrade system is really encouraging for players to rotate different armor sets to test out different strategies, because when you upgrade any of your gear, you don't just make one set of gear stronger but your whole inventory. This is great because first, less grinding is necessary, and it doesn't discourage you to equip other armors because they wouldn't be lower level to your most used favorite gear. Also, potions are very vital in this game, especially the ones that give you stat buffs like extra armor and damage. This lets you tackle boss fights even if you felt a bit underpowered. They give you a fighting chance to win the battle with enough strategy and skill. If I'm going to describe the world of Immortals, I would say it has a lot of personality. The art style is not mega realistic as most modern open world games, but it's a beautiful piece of work. The greenery, the set pieces, the archeology built into this world is just incredible. And it's a very dense world. Every step I take, there's always something to do. Lots of Ubisoft things to do. I know this is the third time I say this line in my review, but it's true. Yes, there might not be a tower where you climb to defog the map per se and unveiling all the side activities, but you do have your vision powers to seek and find treasures and the Ubisoft checkmarks to complete. It is basically the same format done in all other open world Ubisoft games, but done a bit differently, which is fine. But as a completionist, I still felt compelled to do so many of these activities. I need to in order to get stronger, and it does become a bit cumbersome, especially when I just finished reviewing Assassin's Creed Valhalla and Watch Dogs Legion. I have to say there's a lot of puzzle solving in the game in order to check mark the map. Some of them are easy, some of them you need to scratch your noggin a bit, some are poorly designed. Poorly designed. Right, come on, here it comes. Come on! Look. Okay, I just have to time it right. Come on. Fuck! Come on, you bastard! Come on, look at... Come on! Come on! Fuck! This is some bullshit. Bullshit! Come on. I've been 10 minutes on trying to solve this game. Come on! Yes! Yes! Finally! There are 4 separate gods whose essence were separated from their bodies as a result of their defeat by Typhon, and it is your job to bring their essence back. After completing a set of quests, you'll reach a mega dungeon where their essence are being held. very similar to the divine beast from Breath of the Wild, and these dungeons can take a while to finish, but there are checkpoints that lets you leave the dungeon, which is good. And for helping the gods, they will provide you with blessing powers, like automatically refilling your health bar upon death. It sounds similar to the powers you get from one of the divine beasts. Yes, I know I keep bringing up Breath of the Wild, but you can't help to see the similarities. In my opinion, the strongest point of this game is the humor and the jokes. There's a lot of charm put into the characters. Even the main protagonist is very well written. I couldn't wait to reach my next quest just to watch the cheeky cutscenes.
I'm saving the bird, and I won't take no for an answer.
No, it's a creature of Typhon. Wait, I'm having a vision. You're going to say, but it needs our help. Then I'll say, it's just waiting to kill us as soon as it has the chance. Then you'll say, Hermes, please, don't make me blackmail you. I'll tell Hera what you did. Then I'll say, you wouldn't. But I know deep down you would, so I agree to help you. All the while, looking for an opportunity, as soon as you let your guard down, to strike.
You don't really feel too emotionally attached to any of these characters because they are one-liner characters. You can't take them too seriously. And that works well for this game because it's not meant to make you cry or make you feel sad when something tragic happens. It's just a simple, fun story to enjoy. So, in conclusion, would I recommend buying this game day one? Well, it depends. If you haven't played any open world game recently, I would say go for it. It will definitely scratch that itch of yours. But if you just came out playing something like Valhalla or any other open world game, you might feel a bit burned out fast. Because there's a lot of open world things to do in this game. Overall, I had a fantastic time playing this game. I don't think it will blow the industry away, but I had a smile on my face throughout the whole game. Thank you for watching this review. If you want more content like this, please make sure to support the channel by liking the video, subscribing. Until next time, goodbye!